Good morning, beautiful yogis. I'm Stephanie and I'm going to be guiding you through a 30-minute strength practice. So this practice today is going to be looking at strengthening the back line of the body. So between the shoulder blades, the muscles that surround the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings. So connecting that whole posterior chain so that it can be a little bit more strong and it can support us. So when we're wanting to sit up nice and straight, we want to activate those muscles of our posterior chain so that we can sit up with more ease. When the muscles get weak and tight, we tend to have less beneficial posture. So our posture tends to be a little bit more rounded. We get tired in sitting up straight. So how this practice should help you nice and strong in that posterior chain so that you can sit and stand with more ease. We are starting today reclined on your back. So when you're ready, in towards the body, so you can hold your your shin of your left leg, and your right toes are going to track up towards the right top corner of your root. You should get a beautiful stretch through the hamstring, maybe a little bit of inner thigh. The leg drop all the way out to the side, but getting that beautiful stretch through the leg, a little bit of activation to hold. And then slowly coming back to center, place your left foot down, and now internally rotate the leg. My leg does not want to do this one today. So as much as you can, we're going to internally rotate. So there's this feeling of your inner thigh moving away and your outer thigh moving towards you. We're going to use this movement a little bit. And you might get a stretch a bit more to the outer thigh. This one feels quite tight. So, taking another deep breath in, steady breath out, and then inhale, come back to center and release your left foot down. Right leg extends, flex the toes back towards the face, and then left toes point and point. So spreading your toes as wide as they'll go. Flex back towards the face, getting that stretch through the calf and hamstring. And then point and point. So spreading the toes as wide as they'll go. And then flex back towards the face one more time. And then pointing and pointing your toes. My toes want to cramp here. And then coming to stillness and taking some circles at the ankles. So moving your ankle in one direction, clicks and cracks are welcome. And then circling back the other way. So this is really good just to get your ankles warm, a little bit of standing balancing today. And then flex the toes back towards the face, and then we're going for external rotation. So rolling the thigh out towards the left side, inner thigh is lifting up, outer thigh is pressing away. And then we're going to draw your right knee in, hold on to your shin, and your left toes are going to track towards the corner of your root. Keep flexing the foot back because that will increase the stretch. You're getting a little bit of rotation through the core here. Holding for another 3, 2, and 1. Coming back, so bringing your right foot down, left foot back to center, turning your left toes over to the right side. Got a little bit more on this leg. The inner thigh spins down away from me. Outer thigh spins towards me. So internal rotation. My toes are looking out towards the right side. And then I'm going to take them on that trajectory as my right knee drops over to the left side. So they're kind of crossing my body. Getting the stretch through the outer thigh. Nice and active through the foot, pressing away through the heel, encouraging that stretch. Another breath in. Another breath out. and then coming back to center and releasing that foot down. We're going to take just a small core activation here, and I want you to bring your hands to your hips, and we're going to be using that proprioception of where our hands are to know if our hips are rocking. So we want to create a little bit of a scoop of the tailbone so the lower back flattens to the ground. Hands on the hip, like your hip bones are drawing towards the middle. And then extend your legs up towards the sky. Feel the lower back flatten to the earth, tailbone scoops, and then keep your right leg exactly where it is, and left leg goes out to the side and back to center. Right leg out to the side and back to center. Left leg, watch that it doesn't just flop all the way out. We're not using activation if we do that. We just want to keep control. So keep the pelvis as it is, thigh bone moving in the hip socket. Right leg out to the right side and to center. Left leg left side, back to center. Keep the tailbone lifting, right leg right side. Center, flex the toes back. Now we're going to go straight down. So it's your choice how far you take your leg. So your left leg might lower, lower, lower. Keep the tailbone lifted. And then inhale, come back up. Right leg lowers, tailbone lifted. Inhale, come back up. We've got 2 more on each side. Left leg lowers. Inhale, back up. Right leg lowers. Keep the tailbone lifted, core engaged. Inhale, coming back up one more time with the left, lowering down. Doesn't matter, you can come to here. If that's where you're feeling that work, then that's you. That's where you're getting the work. No need to extend further because we'll disengage if we go too far. He's in. Whew, it's hard talking and doing that. Rock up and down the spine if that feels good for you. Otherwise, just rolling to one side, and we'll come over to all fours. So here, let's take just a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, opening the chest forward. Exhale, rounding in, scooping in, chin to chest. Inhale to come forward, shoulders draw back, chin lifts. Exhale from the tailbone, roll up, chin to chest. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly melts down, shoulders draw back. Exhale, round into chin to chest, press the ground away. Then coming to neutral, turn your fingertips out to the sides of your mat and just take a few more cat-cow. So we just want to warm up the wrists a little. Inhale to come forward. And exhale to press the ground away. You can continue with your hands like this, or maybe they start to turn back a little bit more. Maybe the fingertips back towards the toes. And taking a few more here, and just feeling into the shoulders and the wrists. And then coming to center, turning your fingers back to face forward. And then we're going to press into the hands, tuck the toes, take a deep breath. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, hug the lower belly in. Press into the hands. Inhale, soften and release. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, hug the lower belly in, hover the knees, pressing into the hands. Work. So press into the hands a little bit more. Hug up through the pelvic floor, lower belly. Take another breath in. Keep the engagement as your left knee comes down, right leg goes back. So we don't want to lift up so high that we disengage those back muscles, but we want to keep the lower belly hugging in, flat back. And then here we're going to work with that internal rotation. So the tendency will be the toes want to look out to the side and the hip opens. So I want you to make sure that the toes are spinning down to the ground, the outer thigh draws down to earth, and the inner thigh lifts upwards. And then feel like you're drawing your hip bone into your hip socket. Hold here, or maybe left arm reaches forward. Nice work. Another breath in, and then hand comes down, knee comes down. Take a little cat-cow, release. Tuck the toes, take a breath in. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, hug the lower belly in, press into the hands, hover the knees. Hold it here, keep pressing into the hands, so creating stabilization through the shoulders. We don't want to drop down. Press, press, press. Another 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, keep the engagement. Right knee stays, left knee goes back. Watch you're not lifting too high that we disengage. Yeah? Bring the foot back down. Lower belly hugs in. And there's this feeling of your toes turning down to the earth. Outer thigh draws down. Inner thigh lifts up. And then feel like you're drawing your hip bone into your hip socket. It will help you to engage your core and stabilize. Maybe right arm reaches forward. We've got another full breath in. Another full breath out. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Sit on your heels. Give your wrists a little roll out. Little shake. All right, we're going to do this one more time. All fours. We're going to leave out the hover of the knees. So press into the hands. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, hug the lower belly, stabilizing the core before you extend your right leg back and your left arm forward. Keep the lower hugging in. Outer thigh drawing down, inner thigh drawing up, and then out to both sides. So left arm, left side, right leg, right side. Inhale, back to center. Out to the sides, back to center. Out to the sides, back to center. And then hand down, knee down. Take a little wiggle, whatever movements you need to reset. Second side. Press into the hands. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, hug the lower belly in, stabilize. Back, right arm forward. Outer thigh draws down, inner thigh draws up. Thigh bone into the hip socket. Inhale out to the sides, right arm right side, left arm left side. Inhale back to center. Out to the sides, back to center. One more, out to the sides, back to center, hand down, knee down, and then just take a little shake out of your wrists. Maybe a few rolls other way. And then let's tuck the toes, come to downward facing dog, take a little pedal out of your feet. One heel down to the ground, then the other. And then walking your feet up towards your hands, coming to the top of your mat. Just take an inhale, halfway lift, draw the shoulders back, tailbone lift, and we keep a bend to the knees. If I lock out my knees, my back starts to curl. When I bend my knees, I can extend my spine as if I'm taking a little back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Draw the shoulders back. Tailbone lifts. It's like a deadlift. The tailbone's lifting. The muscles of the spine are engaging to lift the heart. And there's a bend into the knees, yeah? As much as you need to make the work be in the spine. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back. And exhale, fold down to the ground. From here, let's step your left foot back for a nice big lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Press into your right heel. Lift the right toes off the ground. So you're going to press the big toe knuckle down into the earth. And then at the same time, you're pressing through your left heel. So your left leg's nice and strong. Take a full breath in and lift the chest. And then pressing into the earth, lift the arms up. So we've still got the right toes. Press down through the big toe knuckle and then soften the toes down. Good. Bend the elbows, cactus the arms, draw the shoulder back. From here, we're going to bend your left knee, come down to the earth. And then inhale to come back up. Exhale exhale, cactus the elbows, bend the knee. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to come down. Inhale back up. We've got 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale back up. 1. Exhale down. Inhale back up. And then hands come down to frame the foot. Press into your hands. Step the right foot back for plank pose. Press into your hands. Press into your heels. Lower belly hugs in. Shift the weight forward. Knees come down. Down to your bellies. We're going to take a low cobra pose. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Chest lifts. Hands. Take another breath in. Steady breath out. Release. Pose. Scoop the tailbone so the lower belly hugging in. Press into the hands to lift up to all fours. Then downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look in between your hands. Walk, step or float. Top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Feel the extension through the spine, a little bit like our baby cobra. Exhale, fold. 1 more. Inhale, half lift. Draw the shoulders back. Chin tucks slightly, so back of the neck is long as well. And exhale, fold. This time, right foot steps back, nice big lunge. And press into your left foot, left lift. Press into your right heel. Right thigh lifts up towards the sky. Inhale, chest lifts. Press into both feet to rise up to high crescent lunge. Keep your left toes lifted, press into your big toe knuckle, and then soften the toes down. Bend the elbows, cactus. Bend your right knee lower. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to lower. Inhale back up. Exhale to lower. Inhale back up. Exhale lower. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come up. And then hands frame the front foot. Press into your hands nice and strong. Step your left foot back. Hold here, press into your hands. Lower belly hugs in. This is strong. Shift the weight forward. You can come full chaturanga maybe, all the way down to the ground. We're going to take a few rounds of Shalabhasana, locust pose now. This is really great at getting the connection of the chain. So we're going to start with the upper body. Then we're going to move to the lower body, and then we're going to connect the two together. So, arms beside the body, forehead on the earth. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the hands. Palms are facing down so that the shoulders open. Press the tops of the feet into the earth, and then lift up. Hold here for 3 breaths. Make sure your chin is slightly tucked so the back of the neck is long. 1 more full breath in. And exhale, release. Nice work. Give the hips a little wiggle. Let's turn our head back to center. And then this time we're going to just lift the lower part. So we're going to bring our hands to stack and forehead on top. I want you to keep your head down. I'm going to keep my head up a little bit so that you can hear me. So here, we want to engage through the inner thigh. Start to zip up the legs and then lift the legs only off the ground. You can keep your forehead on your hands and see if you can lift the legs a little bit more. You can float your toes. You can flex your toes. Whatever feels best. Use your next exhale to lift a little higher and then release down. Give your hips a little wiggle. Okay, I'm going to connect the two. So let's bring the arms back beside the body. Palms face down, tops of the feet to the earth. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Engage through the inner thigh, lift the legs, lift the hands. Now we're going to widen and then squeeze together. So arms widen, legs. Exhale, squeeze to midline. Inhale to widen. Exhale, squeeze to midline and lift up. 3 more. Inhale, widen. Exhale, squeeze, lift up. Inhale, widen. Exhale, squeeze, lift a little higher. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze and lift and release down. Give the hips a little wiggle. All right, hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. You can come through all fours or scoot the lower belly in. Engage the thighs. Press into the hands up through plank pose to downward facing dog. From here, press into your hands. Little bend of the knees. Right leg lifts. Think about your outer thigh, your inner thigh drawing up, and then thigh bone moving into hip socket. On your exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose, roll forward, place the foot in between the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. And then exhale, just straighten your front leg as much as you can, a modified pyramid. Inhale, bend into your front knee, lift the left leg up. And then step the feet together. You're going to be using your chair now. So bring it a little closer so it's right in front of you. We're going to use an inhale, a half lift. So you can see how my spine is nice and strong here. There's a little bend into my knees. We're going to shift the weight into the right foot and then the left leg lifts behind. We want the toes pointing down, inner thigh lifting up, outer thigh drawing down. You could put a book on the back of your pelvis to make sure it's neutral. And then here we're going to tap the toe to the back heel and then lift back up. Upper body doesn't move anywhere. Tap the toe and then lift back up. 2 more. Tap the heel, lift back up, tap the heel, and then lift back up. From here, see if you can come onto your tippy fingers. Maybe one hand to the chest, maybe second hand to the chest. Oh, I had a little bit of weight in my hands there, I noticed. Lift the inner thigh up, spin the outer thigh down. Draw the thigh bone into the hip socket, and then step the feet together and release. Use your inhale to reach the arms up above the head, and exhale to fold forward. We're going to move through a flow, so if you want to move your chair out of the way to do so, you can walk, step, or float back. Plank pose. Move through your from downward facing dog, left side. Left leg lifts up towards the sky, press through the heel, and then there's a lift of the inner thigh, drawing down of the outer thigh and thigh bone into hip socket. On your next exhale, knee to nose, roll forward, place the foot in between the hands. Nice work. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend into your front knee, shift the weight forward, standing splits, step the feet together. Grab your chair, bring it a little closer. All right, so I'm going to practice a little bit more this time, keeping my weight in my feet and the chair being just a little bit more support. So shifting your weight into your left foot, back extends, so we've got that nice activation extension. And then the right leg lifts up behind. We want to draw that down, inner thigh up, so toes are pointing straight to the earth. And then toe comes down, taps the back of the heel, lifts back up, pelvis stays neutral. Toe taps, lift back up. 3 more, toe tap, lift back up, taps, lift back up. 1 more, toe taps, and then lift up. Then from here, maybe you start to lighten the weight on the hands, maybe 1 hand lifts, maybe 2. We've got our warrior 3. Can you draw your outer thigh down on your right leg, inner thigh up. Got a little bit of the wobbles, breathe, and then step the feet together, release. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. You can move your chest away. Inhale, halfway lift, strengthening the spine. Exhale to fold, ground the hands down. Step back to your plank. Optional final flow. With your own breath. We're going to find child's pose now. So knees nice and wide. Big toes. Arms reach forward. Forehead to earth. Take 5 deep breaths here. Just enjoying the support of the earth. A little bit of lengthening through the spine. Walking the hands back up. And we're going to come, lay on your back, take a spinal twist. Spinal twist, releasing some of the tension through the back or releasing some of the work we've just done. And we're going to take a variation that helps just to get into the outer thigh as well. So when you're ready, just coming to lay down on your back. We're going to hug your right knee in. Left leg long. Draw your right knee over to the left. Right arm reaches out to the right side. We'll take 5 breaths here. One more full breath here. And exhale, release. Come back to center. Second side. Throw your left knee in. Right leg extends. Take your left knee over to the right side. Left arm reaches to the left. Five breaths here. And then slowly coming back to center. Roll to one side. Press yourself. I'm going to take 1 forward fold. So legs extend forward, flex the toes back towards the face, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. So we've got that beautiful straight spine that we've spent half an hour strengthening. And then shift forward from the hips and then reach the arms toward the outer thigh, outer foot. Here. If you're getting a stretch, stay. Yeah. If you need a little bit more stretch, shimmy the feet forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, feet shimmy a little bit more forward. Keep the toes flexing towards the face. Maybe the legs completely straighten. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale. 3 breaths here. Inhale to come back up. Bring your hands behind your hips, fingertips face towards the hips. Legs are strong. Lift the chest, lift the hips. Incline pose. Breathing in. And then exhale, hips back down. Yogis, feel free to down. Minutes of rest before you go about the rest of your day. So much for joining me today for your practice. I hope you're feeling nice and strong through your spine and your posterior chain. Let me know how it feels in your body. Thank you so much for joining me. From my heart, namaste.